Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we're looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list, published on August 28, 2025, just yesterday. The standout result is a tool-aware collision avoidance system that reacts in under 10 milliseconds while keeping sub-millimeter precision, and it runs with about 60% lower computational cost than a state-of-the-art GPU planner. The paper is titled, Learning Fast, Tool-Aware Collision Avoidance for Collaborative Robots. And as we'll see later, the results are really impressive. The system combines learned perception, a safety critic, constrained reinforcement learning, and a precise inverse kinematics controller to stay safe, even with occlusions and changing tools. On X, a robotics lead shares a short demo and invites talented roboticists in Seoul to join the team. Engagement looks solid, with about 167 likes and several replies. Alright, the previous segment highlighted the social buzz. Figure 1 shows the two interaction modes that govern contact permissions, which directly shape avoidance behavior. The left panels illustrate engage mode, where the tool may touch the environment during picking. The right panels present protective mode, where both tool and body must avoid contact while transporting. The bottom row ties it together by contrasting pick versus transport, so the mode switch enforces safety without stalling the task. Okay. The previous figure contrasted engage versus protective modes. Figure 2 shows the full system pipeline, which takes user inputs and robot state, encodes the voxelized scene with a 3D convolutional network, and predicts a safety value that approximates collision probability. When the value is low, iterative inverse kinematics refines precise joint targets. When it exceeds a threshold, the reinforcement learning policy outputs fast avoidance residuals, which then feed the low-level controller. So the previous figure detailed the pipeline handoff between perception, the safety value, and the controllers. Table 1 specifies how the policy is shaped, with rewards that favor precise end effector position and orientation tracking, plus two terms that penalize jerky commands so motion stays smooth. The costs enforce safety, any robot body contact, any tool region breach in protective mode, and speed limits for both the end effector and joints trigger unit penalties. This mix lets CMDP training balance task accuracy with strict, mode-aware safety. So the previous table defined the safety costs and rewards. Figure 4 presents tool adaptive collision avoidance in practice, starting with an experimental setup that marks the tool region, start and end poses, and the obstacle. The engage mode sequence shows a brief switch to the reinforcement learning policy near high risk, then a return to differential inverse kinematics once safe. The protective mode sequence keeps a wider clearance because the policy treats the tool region as part of the body. The bottom plots compare tool center trajectories and the corresponding safety critic values, which rise above the threshold only in risky zones. So the previous figure demonstrated tool adaptive trajectories and risk spikes. Table 3 compares scene representations for the policy, and the full grid shows success and collision rates in protective and engage modes. The learned perception plus safety critic achieves the best balance, higher success, lower collisions, and low tool violations, which indicates robust occlusion handling. The mapping plus autoencoder scores decent success, but suffers from unexpected collisions, because filtering sometimes drops nearby obstacle points. End-to-end training remains conservative, so success stays low despite modest collision numbers. Wrapping up, two takeaways stand out. The system delivers sub-millimeter precision while reacting in under 10 milliseconds, and it stays safe under occlusions by pairing learned perception and a safety critic with constrained reinforcement learning. The broader implication is practical, tool-aware collaboration that is both faster and lighter on compute. That is it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I am Alex. Thanks for listening.